Week 10 of the 2021 NFL season is in the books, and today, as we head into Week 11, I'll be giving you guys my updated NFL playoff predictions for this 2021 NFL season. And if anything can be taken away from the first 10 weeks of this 2021 NFL season, that would be how unpredictable this season has been so far. So it's kind of a shot in the dark trying to predict a playoff bracket heading into middle November, but this is where I think things stand as we head into Week 11 and towards Thanksgiving time. So let's go ahead and get into it. AFC is completely unpredictable at this point. I'll just go ahead and say that Tennessee's my number one seed this week. They're the one team that I think looks or is the most consistent and potentially able to get that number one seed. But I mean, it's also, you got the Buffalo Bills, which are a very dangerous football team. They've had a couple of bad losses down the stretch, but they're probably the most dangerous team in the AFC right now. Then you got Kansas City, the Chiefs, of course, coming off of that huge win on Sunday night to the Las Vegas Raiders. That was a huge win for them, and so I'm bumping them up to third seed for Week 11's predictions. I had them at number 6, I think, last week. Now they're up to number 3, and I'm predicting them to win the division, especially after a huge win like that. That could be a huge momentum booster for that football team. At number 4, I've got Baltimore. The Ravens, of course, coming off of a terrible loss to Miami this past week. I don't know how that happened. Once again, it just goes to show how unpredictable of a season this one really is. But Ravens, I've got them at number 4 and winning the AFC North as of right now. So you got the Chiefs being the West champions. Bills are the East champions, and the Tennessee Titans are the number 1 overall seed for me right now. But once again, that could easily be Buffalo or Kansas City or even Baltimore, honestly. Like, there could be 6 teams that could still get the number 1 seed in the AFC. But right now I've got Tennessee. I mean, they looked great last week against New Orleans despite not having Derrick Henry. So we'll see how they do over the next few weeks when they have some bigger challenges without Derrick Henry. But as of right now, the Titans look very good. And looking at the NFC here, we got the Green Bay Packers. I got them at number 1, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to go against them right now. I think that they're the main team that is the most consistent and the team that's most potentially able to get to the number 1 overall seed. Defensively, they're only getting better. Offensively, they got Aaron Rodgers. So the Packers, I think, are the team that I'm most confident in heading into the second half of this season. Los Angeles Rams, it's going to be a tough division there in the NFC West there with the Rams, and you got Arizona Cardinals as well. And the 49ers had a huge game against the Rams this past week on Monday night. The 49ers look great there. So definitely, I mean, who knows? The 49ers can make a run here. They're still very much in the playoff picture as well. So, but right now I've got the Los Angeles Rams. I think down the stretch, Arizona loses a couple of games, and the Rams will end up beating Arizona here in a couple of weeks, and that will give LA the number 2 overall seed. Either Arizona or the Los Angeles Rams will be in the top 2, I'm pretty sure, for the NFC playoff picture, and the other team will be at number 5. In this case, I've got Arizona at number 5. But I do think the Los Angeles Rams, I really like that football team. Matt Stafford, obviously, he's coming off of a terrible game this past Monday night. But as of right now, Rams are my number 2 seed. Buccaneers are number 3. I think the Bucs are definitely able to potentially get a top 2 seed as well, but they just did not look good against Washington, and there's a few inconsistencies with that football team. And I mean, we saw that team last season make it to the playoffs, and they weren't even a division champion, and they made it to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, you can't sleep on Tom Brady in the playoffs. So, no matter what seed the Bucs are in the playoffs, they're going to be a dangerous football team. Cowboys, I got them at number 4. Dallas is the team that's probably worthy of being a top 2 seed, but the NFC is just stacked this season. I mean, you got 5 or 6 teams that are outstanding. I'd say 5. The big 5 are Green Bay, Dallas, Arizona, Tampa Bay, and Los Angeles, the Rams. All 5 of those teams are very capable of being Super Bowl contenders in this season. Not so much on the AFC side. The AFC side is completely mixed up right now. We could see all 7 of those teams that I've got projected in the playoffs right now on the AFC side go on to the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, on the NFC, you got 5 particular teams that are in that picture right now. But yeah, so looking at the AFC, though, once again, we got Tennessee number 1, Ravens, and New England Patriots. I haven't talked about them yet. Patriots are looking very good right now. Mac Jones, they're starting to find their stride. Watch out for New England. I got them at number 5. We'll see. Potentially, they could pass up Buffalo and win that AFC East division. I mean, it's very possible, but right now, I'm still going to go with Buffalo. Kansas City's going to be number 3. They're going to face Pittsburgh. The Steelers at number 6. I've got the Steelers making a run here in the next few weeks and getting into the number 6 position. And Las Vegas Raiders, I got them at number 7. Number 7 could be like 3 or 4 different teams as of right now. And then once again for the NFC, Green Bay's number 1. I've got Dallas against Arizona, 4 versus 5. Tampa Bay against Carolina Panthers. Watch out for that football team. They looked very good in Week 10. And so that's going to be interesting to see how they do down the stretch with Cam Newton. But as of right now, I've got them going on a run. They'll get up to number 6. In Minnesota, the Vikings will get number 7. 6 and 7 for the NFC side could be like 5 different teams. 49ers could make a run. We got a lot of teams that could definitely make runs there in the NFC, but this is once again what I've got for Week 11. Let's look at what I think will win, or who's going to win the wild card matchups. I've got Patriots. This is kind of a shot in the dark here. I'm just kind of going with it just to give you guys my projections for Week 11. But Patriots, I do think they are a playoff contender for sure. If they can get into the playoffs, that's a football team you probably don't want to play against. Bill Belichick, Mac Jones is finding his stride. That team is very talented. They're looking very good right now. We'll see how they do in the next few weeks. But, that team is definitely looking hot right now. One of the hottest teams in the AFC. Patriots, I've got them going on if they do get into the playoffs. Kansas City, I got them beating Pittsburgh, and Buffalo over Las Vegas. NFC side, I got Cardinals over Dallas. I've got Buccaneers. That's a very dangerous football team if they're in the playoffs. No matter, once again, as I said earlier, no matter what seed the Buccaneers get in the playoffs, if they're to the number 7 seed, for example, I highly doubt that would happen. But if they were to end up getting the 7 seed, they're just as dangerous at number 7 as if they were number 1. With Tom Brady, you can never count them out. And then I got the Rams beating Minnesota there. So here's what your divisional games I think would look like as of right now. Tennessee against New England, Chiefs, Bills, Packers, Cardinals, rematch there. And then Buccaneers and Rams, also another rematch. Let's look at who I think would win those games. Tennessee, I've got them over New England right now. I think Tennessee, that's a team that, I'm not sure with Ryan Tannehill that they can get very far in the playoffs, but we've seen them do very well in this season so far, so I think it's very possible. Buffalo, really like the Bills. Josh Allen, he's got some playoff experience now from last season, and so if they can get past Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, great sign for the Bills. Then I got Packers over Cardinals, and then I've got Buccaneers over Rams. Packers have choked in the playoffs the past couple of years, so we'll see how they do in this season. I think this could be the very season that the Packers finally get over that hump of losing in the playoffs. I can't imagine Aaron Rodgers potentially in his last season with the Packers. He may bring the Packers out with a bang. Then you got the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay, once again, another dangerous team that could easily make another deep run. Tom Brady can never count that football team out. I've got them over the Rams. That game would be in Los Angeles, but I do have the Buccaneers beating the Rams there in the divisionals. On to your conference championships, we got Tennessee, Buffalo, and Green Bay and Tampa Bay this week. So we got a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game in Lambeau again between Buccaneers and Packers, and then Titans at the number 1 overall seed taking on Buffalo. Buffalo's second straight AFC Championship. I will have Buffalo winning the AFC and Packers winning the NFC. NFC is pretty much a coin toss. If Packers get to the NFC Championship game, consider it a coin toss. Packers could, the past couple of years that they've been in the NFC title game, they've completely botched the performance. So we'll see what happens there if that happens. But I do have them right now going on to Super Bowl. In Buffalo, I've got them over Tennessee. I'm not sure Tennessee would get to the Super Bowl this season. I just don't think it would happen. I think I would probably take Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes over, say, Tennessee in the AFC Championship game. But let me know your thoughts on my predictions. I'm not going to be going over who I think would win the Super Bowl, just too much of a shot without knowing. Like maybe later on, once we get to like week 16, 17, I'll start predicting Super Bowl champions, but not right now. So, with that being said, appreciate you guys all watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you guys later.